Today we're going to go over section 600, which is the menu section, as well as how to be prepared for the day of your on-site review. So the menu information is site specific, so you'll not be able to upload any information to section 600 until your site or sites have been selected. We'll look at the month of review because they will ask for menu information for your month of review as well as the week of review. So sites or sites selected, so they'll tell you which sites that they'll be visiting. The month of review is the last month that was claimed prior to your on-site review. So if they come in the middle of December and you already have November's claim in, then November would be your month of review. However, if you have not submitted November's claim, then October would be your month of review if that's the last month that you have claimed incurs. You're going to want to put together your breakfast and lunch menus so that they can see that. You'll want to put together all labels for any processed items that you have. You'll want to include any recipes for items that you're producing in-house. So anything that you're adding and putting together or combining, you're going to want to make sure that you have a recipe for those items. You're going to want to include product formulation statements, CN labels for the items on the menu. Please make sure that these are directly from the manufacturer itself and not something that you're downloading from your food distributor's website that is just the page with information on it. It needs to be the official document from the manufacturer that shows what's in that item and the crediting statement. You're also going to want to include your production records for both breakfast and lunch for the month of review for the site or sites that have been selected. So day of review. So now it's time for them to come on site and actually look to see what all of the things that you've submitted, how they're working in your operation. So they're going to visit your site or sites selected, depending on how many sites and how quickly they can get to them, how close the schools are to one another. This may take multiple days if they have to go to multiple buildings. Please make sure that you print the daily menu for both breakfast and lunch for the day that the reviewer is going to be on site. They'll need to take a copy of that with them for their report. Please make sure that you clear your calendar for the day of the review. You do need to be in the district and available if there are any questions or concerns that arise as the reviewer is there. They're going to look at your free and reduced applications. Now would be the time if you're up for review to put these things together. So what are they looking for? They're going to provide you a sample size. So how many of the free and reduced that they're going to look at. Unless you have a very small school, they're not going to look at 100% of the free and reduced applications. Please make sure that you put those applications together in alphabetical order, as well as having your enrollment list in alphabetical order so that they can go down that list really easily and find and match the students. Please also make sure that you have your DC list because some of the kiddos that are going to poll on your sample are going to be on the DC list. So again, we want it to be very easy and seamless for the reviewer to be able to find the students on those lists. Make sure that you also have your denied applications. They will look at a subset of those as well, just to make sure that you did process those correctly. And do make sure that the denied applications are separate from the free and reduced and are clearly marked so that there's no confusion. Verification. So if the review happens after November 15th, then you will have your verification things ready. Most likely all of the reviews will be after November the 15th. So again, just make sure that you gather the selected applications that were used for verification. Make sure that you show the letter that you sent to the household, allowing the families to know that they have been selected and what information needs to be provided. Make sure you send home that or show the determination letter that you sent home so they can take a look at that. And they're going to just want to see your overall results and see how many families actually responded to the verification process out of how many were selected. Denied applications. Again, like I said, you're going to want to make sure that you have those together so that they can see those denied applications. Again, just to make sure that those families were accurately identified as not being eligible for free or reduced. They're going to want to see the letter that you send home to say, thank you for filling out the free and reduced application. However, based on your household size and income, you're currently not eligible for a free or reduced meal price. Okay, again, just making sure that all of this is kept separate. So your free and reduced should be together with your DC list. Your verification items should be together as well as your denied. Be available. I cannot tell you how important it is to clear your schedule. The reviewer may have questions throughout the day. They may need some assistance throughout the day. Please make sure that you have time to help them with whatever they need. Likely they will do an entrance conference at the start of the day. They like to see your administrative team if that is possible, just to go over the flow of the day and what it will look like and how much time they think that they'll be spending within the district. Be available, but don't hover. I used to be a reviewer, so they know what they need to do and they have a plan in place. Be available, but they'll let you know if they need you and when they need you. So again, you can go about your day, but just make sure that your schedule is flexible that day. Make sure you prepare a quiet space. So the reviewer is going to need to work on some items. They're going to have to go over all those free and reduced applications and your DC list and your denied and your verification. So make sure that there's a table and chair with ample space for the reviewer to be able to complete that paperwork. They are going to have some online forms that they need to fill out. So please ensure that there is a Wi-Fi connection for them available. I would recommend reaching out to tech ahead of that date and going ahead and having a username and password available for them to be able to get on the Wi-Fi so that that isn't a huge hindrance to the timeline and completion of the day. Make sure you place all your free and reduced meal applications, the denied, and the verification information in that same space so they can easily sit there and review those items. Again, this is a good place just to have the menus for breakfast and lunch for the week that they're coming on site, have those ready to go so they can take them with them. And then obviously just ensure that space is available for the entire day. I know sometimes there is some scheduling conflicts and you get booted out of a conference room. Just make sure you do secure that space for the entirety of the day because they may be in and out. It may take a bit longer depending on how quickly they're able to move through your paperwork. Make sure you try to request administrative time. So during the entry conference, that's a great way for the admin team in your school to be able to hear specifically maybe your business manager or superintendent and treasurer what the day is going to look like. And then of course, most importantly would be that exit review at the end of the day so that they can sit in and hear what concerns or what awesome things that you're doing in your food service department and hopefully help you get through those items as easily as possible. Again, when you're picking a space, I would recommend office space in or near your administration offices if that is possible, so that you're not having to have the reviewer move all of their things at the end of the day, clear to another building across town, if at all possible. Now, if you're in a high school and the high school is clear on the opposite end of town, sure, make some space during the busy part of the day for the reviewer to work in that building because that is most efficient. And then schedule some time maybe in your board office conference room at the end of the day with the administrative team to go over everything that the reviewer looked at while they were on site that day. I would request your superintendent, business manager, and treasurer, like I said, to be in attendance. Sometimes they're able to answer questions about finances that you may not have the exact answer for. And that makes, again, the day go a lot smoother if you're able to answer those questions while the reviewer is on site. Then that exit review. So what is this? So this is just a chance for the reviewer to let you know what they found. They'll discuss the strengths of your program. If there's any technical assistance items, these are things, just recommendations that the reviewer has on ways that you might be able to do things a little bit differently. They'll also discuss at this time if they found any items that require corrective action. We'll go over corrective actions in the final step of this administrative review boot camp. So watch out for that video, it's coming next. And then you'll have time to be able to ask any questions with your technical assistance or your corrective actions during this time. Please don't be afraid to respectfully ask questions or raise concerns on any of the technical assistance or corrective actions. You may be able to better explain something than the answers that you put into KERS, or maybe you just need to supply different paperwork. Again, this is a really great opportunity. Why I asked that the treasurer or business manager be in that room at the end of the day, because a lot of times they may be able to find something that can answer questions, and then you don't even have to worry about a corrective action or technical assistance. So what are our next steps? So if you have any corrective actions, don't worry. Most of the time they are non-fiscal. So they're just little things that you need to upload, change, amend. They will give you adequate 30 to 60 days to complete those. Make sure that you do upload those items as quickly as you can to PERS, and you can always send an email to the reviewer if you have them say upload within a week after the review, just to let them know I've completed the corrective action, so they can go in, check over those, make sure that's what they need. And if so, that can move the review process on a bit quicker as well. And again, just continue dialogue with the specialist, any questions, or if they need paperwork, just keep working with them until you get them what they need, and you for sure have a successful administrative review.